location. Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Later, alligator.
Here's your chance to turn that monster into a BT crystal you can use later. Take one of your EX capture grenades and toss it down its throat.
Commencing route creation. Delivery.
Bring it on!
see you. It's me. Don't act like you've forgotten. Well, you didn't think it was Igor, did you? Anyway, guess I better process that cargo of yours. Superb delivery, as always. Good stuff. I tip my hat to you, sir. I don't even know how many times you've come to my rescue, Sam. All right, it's time.
Now displaying your current order grade.
You're a real lifesaver, you know? I'm guessing you saw the Tar Lake out west of here, yeah? That's where the settlement known as Lakeside Fort Knott used to be. Whole place got wiped clean off the map by a void out. And since that day, the tar's been eating away at this facility. Some weirdness with the currents, or at least that's what folks are saying. But the stuff you just brought me, I might just be able to keep the tar corrosion at bay. Finally. I've shared some data with you as well. Feast your eyes on these grenade launcher and cargo catapult schematics, both new and improved designs. You'll find they're a damn sight better than stuff you used to use back in the UCA. Recently, folks living here have been talking about this group of guys in red they saw creeping around. Got something to do with Higgs, more likely than not. One more thing that's had us worried these days. But now that you're here, I think we can all finally take a breath. Before I forget, got a new suit design to give you as a gift. One favored by a prepper back in the UCA, as you may recall. Try it on for size, why don't you? Well, the grenade launcher has been configured to fire MP shells. Human, mech, BT, doesn't matter. You can use it against all types of enemies. Now, the cargo catapult still does exactly what you'd expect. Lets it fling containers to the tops of mountains and whatnot. However, you can now also use catapults to launch certain throwable weapons as projectiles. After launching a payload, you can use the catapult pod's integrated camera to tweak trajectory and aim for a specific point of impact. It's a way of attacking targets in hostile areas from a good, safe distance. Pretty cool, right? This stuff will come in handy, I'm sure of it. Something like that. I suspect it was a squad of ghost mechs myself. I heard about you shutting down that weapons factory, but arms and ammo are still finding their ways into the hands of bad guys, aren't they? So Higgs is still stirring up trouble behind the scenes, I presume. We're attempting to develop methods to help folks put a stop to his activities. And the weapon data we shared with you is one of the products of our efforts. I tell you, a world where we don't need these damn things can't come soon enough. But on the bright side, we at least have some researchers who are based at Lakeside Fort Knott helping us out here. And if you're up for it, maybe you can help us with our work too. This is just how it went down back in the UCA. We think we were done for. Then the man who delivers shows up. Truth is, you're the reason I volunteered for the advanced expedition. The reason I was able to keep going. We figured if I did, I might get a chance to see you again. That BB pod you're carrying is different than I remember. Doesn't have my brother's keepsake attached anymore either. But hey, life's not just about things. Promise me you'll never forget Igor, Sam. He's gone, but he still feels so close, you know? Sorry. We should probably talk about work. An order with your name on it just came in. A request from a guy not far from here who spends his days fishing in the tar. Come to think of it, I believe he's one of the precious few survivors of the Lakeside Fort Knott void out. It's filed under sub-orders on the delivery terminal here. Take a gander and see what you think. Right. I'll leave you to it. Keep on keeping on.
Fine work as always, Sam. Now come back to this ship and get some rest. Also, we've identified what may be a ghost mech outpost. I'd like you on standby. Your next order might be a dangerous one.
Order completed. Well done.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route final. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation. Delivery route fin-
Order accepted. Thank you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
I'm not sensing any BTs nearby. Let's move quickly and grab the cargo. Sam, did you hear that? Sounded like a creature of some sort.
Right. Got a little cargo on the shelf in the back.
Into your eyes to reach your love. You're no longer You got it back for me. You really went out and recovered every last container. Right, give me just a moment to check the damage. If this isn't just perfect, the finest looking cargo I've seen in a while. Good for you, getting this cargo here. Thank you so much, really.
Now displaying your current order grade.
So, you hooked me up. Cheers for that. Bennett?
Yeah, him. I wager you've heard him sing out by the Tar Lake, haven't you?
Private fella. Rarely shows his face, but when he does appear again,
It'll be a bloody catastrophe. On a scale of what happened to Lakeside Fort Knott. Catch my drift? But it's my hope that the cargo you've hauled over here will prevent anything like that. So, thanks again, Sam. Oh, and the data I shared. Something. The Lord of the Tar Lake, a monstrous fish, legendary round these parts. I went out with some mates of mine to try and finally catch the bastard. Which is how we learned we weren't dealing with a fish at all. It's a giant BT. In fact, it used to be a pair of giant BTs. And one of them was responsible for the void out that reduced Lakeside Fort Knott to a smoking crater. Our ship went down in the chaos. My mates went down with it. I was the only survivor. Couldn't tell you how I got away from the wreck. Don't remember a thing. I woke up in the company of those twins. They're the ones who saved my life. But don't think that's the end of the story. I can still hear the Lord singing. The other BT. It's still out there. And we've got to do whatever it takes to kill it. The cargo you brought me from our ship is just the thing we need to track it down. I'll be conducting a detailed investigation. And when I've got a lead on its whereabouts, I hope I can count on your help. Cheers for the help. No, really. The Lord of the Tar Lake is a threat so I will need you. I'll update you when I know more. Until then.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Even though I cannot see you, I'm certain that your heart is here. If you find that you miss me, always look at the sun that rises.
detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Came in handy.
Hey,
Thanks for the help. Look at this combat. I've been making progress in my work thanks to you. Let me give you a little something in return. You need more materials.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
It's a cargo cupboard. You can use it to and if you happen to take it, of course there's a limit to how... No doubt. I've finally been able to access the observational records from that cargo you went out. It seems the Lord doesn't usually emerge from... I'll review the historical data on... Thanks again.
at work, Sam. Good day, Sam.
Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Rest recommended.
Doesn't look too pretty outside. Don't know if I've ever seen. You've been a true friend, Sam. And that's why I want you to have these. I've been greasing the materials out.
Now displaying your current order grade.
They also excel at absorbing impact. You might find... I hope you get it. So you know. Feel free...
Order completed. Well done.
Patched up and good to go.
Perhaps you should take a break. Please take measures to withstand the heat.
Sam.
Yeah. Nice.
Sam, based on our latest assessment, we know where the Ghost Mech base can be found. When you're ready, access the T3 Magellan's delivery terminal and accept this main order. I'll brief you on the details after that.
Bye, Sam. Thank you, Sam.
It's no trouble at all.
All right. Whoa, whoa, Kitty, all right. You want to go for a ride? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Thank you, Sam.
Sure.
I like to think that I'm a pretty photogenic doll. Were my eyes closed? I hope they didn't look too tired and puffy. Well, let me just say that I'm always willing to pose for another shot. It would seem that tomorrow's grown more adept at wielding her powers. All that practice manipulating the temporal properties of apples has helped her to gradually refine her technique. And now she can treat you to the literal fruits of her labor, perfectly ripened ones, no less. I heard what Victor Frank said about your BB pod. You used to have a different keychain attached to it in the past? Igor. Ah, yes. The corpse disposal team member that was caught in the void out with you that time. I see now. The keychain was a memento to remember him by. I've been mulling over the words Victor said to you earlier. He's gone, but he still feels so close. There's a universal truth in that sentiment. The closer we are to people when they're alive, the stronger the bond we forge with them in our hearts. No matter how much time passes, I still feel her presence. My daughters. No doubt you feel the same about Lou. One day, Sam, when you have a moment to spare, I'd like to tell you about my daughter and the strange events that changed the course of our fates. Sam, I saw that you received EX capture grenades from the metagenomicist. To think that the parasitic chiral microbes you brought her could be repurposed to infect and birth variant BTs in such a manner. Namely, by combining BT crystals with your own DNA to produce BT cores. If this is indeed true, it's a truly incredible discovery. You have to test this theory at the earliest opportunity, Sam. I'm eager to see what happens. Ah, yes. You and Neil Vana have a stronger connection than I realized. There must be some reason why he keeps appearing before you in that mysterious realm. Admittedly, while we've only seen a few pieces of the larger puzzle, it may lead to discoveries you might struggle to accept. Nevertheless, I commend you for your courage in facing your past head-on thus far. I say this with the utmost sincerity. Sam, when you consume a chronobiote, your perception of the world around you dramatically slows down for a brief period. It's not hard to imagine why that'd be beneficial in the middle of a fight. You'd have a much easier time lining up your shots, and you'd see enemy attacks coming long before they had a chance to hit you. I'm reminded of the difference in the passage of time experienced when we're on the beach. It stands to reason that both phenomena might be caused by microbes from the beach and their effects on our bodies when ingested. Ah, yes. That place we were sent to, the land of the dead, it strikes me as odd that it was submerged underwater. And did you see those columns of ice, the ones descending from the surface all the way to the floor? Afterwards, I realized what they reminded me of. The columns were reminiscent of a phenomenon known as brinicles. When seawater freezes and turns to ice, salt concentrates are released into the surrounding water. This brine is heavier than the water around it due to its higher density. It therefore sinks deeper into the ocean. As it flows towards the ocean floor, its lower temperature results in the formation of ice. And as this process continues, it can produce column-like ice structures. Any living creatures unfortunate enough to become entangled in these can be frozen solid. Little wonder they're called icicles of death. Ah, yes. The times we've encountered Nirvana. The first was amidst flames, and the second was in what seemed to be flood-ravaged ruins. Now, I believe that you were previously transported to a realm not unlike a battlefield. The places we found ourselves in are similar in that they were the sites of disasters. This is just a theory, but it could be the case that what we've seen is a reflection of Neil's mental state. He may have been a first-hand witness to a terrible tragedy which left a lasting mark on him. I don't really have anything else to say right now. Woo-hoo-hoo! Looking clean as a whistle.
You're wearing my scarf. You're wearing my scarf.
You saw his face too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It was him, Neil Vanna, I'm certain of it. That clearly wasn't a memory of yours. Was it some thought of Lou's, lingering in the pod? Hold on. Lou was assigned BB-28 serial number 4 years ago. But Vanna died in a void out 11 years ago. It doesn't add up.
Meaning what? That it was his memory we just saw?
He and Lou must be connected. But how?